Hey guys, and welcome to episode 2 of our flipping series. Just there, we went through a quick history of what we have been flipping since the last episode, and we have been continuing with the blue and pink skirts, and they have been working quite well. What we're doing was just keeping on doing what we were doing in the first episode, and just build up how many we can buy at a time. But in free to play we do have 3 GE slots, and the quicker we can utilise all 3, the better we are in the long term. So looking for a third item, I'm going down the line of Monk's pieces. Now Monk's robe tops and bottoms are free to play items which can be collected from the monastery, and they are quite a well known early game free to play moneymaker, so there is always a stream of them coming into the game. So this has been the one I've decided to pick up and use for the third item. Now the reason I've done this is because there is a bit of a significant demand. Monk's robes are used for PKing, both high and low level, and there will always be a demand. And what I've found flipping these for the past week, which you'll see through this video, is there are random sort of times where they can be really high volume and low price, and other times when there's not a lot of people dumping the items and selling the items, it can be very low volume and high price. So during this video and the next couple of videos, you will see the fact we do get some quite low buy prices for the Monk's robes. Now looking at other items to possibly set up for later on, and hopefully for a higher price and a higher margin, we also look at the Zami robe tops, which I didn't realise were quite in the 2k brackets, which they are. Blue wizard hats and the normal hats as well. Due to such a low price, they are used throughout all of the low end early game free to play. It was just trying to find items which were small enough in a price but decent enough in a margin where I could leave them to buy and sell over a duration of time. With the quicker versions of flipping, we will do this when we have a bigger cash stack, but just due to how little money we have, I want to try and make it stretch and work as much as possible. So I've tested all those items. We are going to stick with the blue skirt, the blue wizard hat, and for our third GE slot we are going to go for the Monk's robe bottom. Now the Monk's robe is picking up a 26 GP margin, so we'll be able to flip a couple with what GP we have, and then with that we'll be able to put more money into the other 3 flips as well. So we're going to put an offer in for 11 and see how we go with that. So the monk skirts have all bought, the wizard hats have not bought yet, but they will pick up in time, and the blue skirts I'm just leaving them there because they've got such a high flip margin. Right, so some stuff is sold, all the monk's robes have sold, and we've finally bought some blue hats, and the blue skirts are chipping away. We've managed to pick a few more up. So the blue wizard hat we are going to put in the GE for 160 GP, and we'll see if they do sell. If not, we'll try and move around the price for selling and see where we can get a comfortable margin of. We've got a lot of room with them as well. It's always nice to hear the little alarm on Runelight whenever you log in to know that you've bought some stuff. So we've finally finished the blue skirt offer, and we've also sold some wizard hats which we bought, and as well I was trying the Monk's robe top instead of the bottom. Depending on the time of day and depending on what's being dumped by the botters, the top and bottom can really differ on price. Sometimes you can pick the robe top on, which is the higher, about 3 times the price of the bottom, cheaper if not a little bit more expensive than the bottom, so that was a good buy. So we're going to go for some more blue wizard hats because they work well, and put the skirts into sale. So with how well they worked in the last flip, we are going to pick up some more Monk's robe top. So we're going to buy for 247, and depending on the time we can push just under the GE average for this sale price, but we'll see when we get back. Right, so the wizard hats have bought. I'm still waiting on the Monk's tops, and the blue skirts will be a slow sell. Although they've got pretty much a decent price for a margin, where you make pretty much double your GP back, they are such a slow buy and sell. But for me, with what I've got, it's worth doing, and then I can push higher prices on the 2 items I've got left. So selling the hats for 160 again, just keep the same price margin and we'll go from there. So that was about an hour, and we've managed to sell all the blue wizard hats. What I do like about free to play is that, especially with the normal items, they're so quick to buy and sell. I log on at the minute about 2-3 times an hour when I can, and a lot of the time we do get a lot of trades. With that, the Monk's Robe tops also bought, which we're going to sell for 310, and that's a 70 GP per monk top, which is really good. And again, while they're working, we're just going to go in for the blue hats again, keep 120 buy and 160 sell. Just keep going, and because of the more GP we made from the profits, I'm going to go for 13 of them and see where we go with them. Right, so the Monk Robe tops have sold, so they're going really well, and we've bought some wizard hats as well. So all we're going to do, just because it's working at the minute, why change why it's working, we're going to go for 247 on Monk's Robe top again, and this time we're going to try and pick up 8. But we just can't afford it, so we're going to go for 7. So we'll see how they go again. Now that's a decent message to log into. So everything has bought and sold. So we are currently sitting on 6.8k, which compared to where we were a couple of days ago is not bad at all. So we're going to go for a big buy offer on blue skirts because it just works. So 100 in for 23 GP. And then we'll look at what we can do for the other items. So we've gone in for an offer on Monk's Robe tops, so we're going to go for 20 of them. Now what I'm doing at the minute is just doing a price check on Monk's Robe bottoms because they do fluctuate quite a lot. And here it actually is about a 55 GP difference. So what we're going to do is, why it's working so well with the other 2 items, we're going to go in on Monk's Robe top and pick up 70 of them and see where we go from there. So everything has bought, and it does seem to be moving a lot quicker than it did previously. So as you can see on the Monk's Robe top, we've actually bought a lot for 103. So that should be a big flip. So we're going to put all the offers into sell and see where we can go from there. Right, so just logging back in, and a lot is sold. So on those Monk's Robe tops, we've nearly cleared 200 GP profit per piece. So that was very worthwhile for us, and we've actually made it over 10k for the first time. So I went to go and put some offers back in. The Monk's Robe bottoms, the price and margin wasn't the best, so we're going to go with some blue wizard hats and the Monk Robe tops as well. So Monk Robe tops have done again, so we're going to put an offer in for them to sell and see how they get on. The blue skirts as well, although they're slow, they always do seem to work, so we'll just leave them to go and just wait for the rest of them hats to buy, and we can put in a sell offer for them as well. So logging back in, all the blue skirts finally sold, and that was a decent 3k profit for that 100. So what I've been finding, flipping the Monk's Robes especially for so often, is you start to get a ballpark figure of where the prices generally move. So when you notice that the Monk Robe tops haven't sold for say an hour or so, I always like to do a price check on where they're currently selling. So you can see at this time they were selling at 280, but also buying at 210. So I know a lot of the time that they can go over mid price. So all I've done here is just take out the 30 which I was selling. I'm going to hold on to him for the time being, and I'll just go in and buy it at low price, and then hopefully in a couple of hours I'll be able to sell it at a much higher price for the full 50 which I currently own. So looking through my transfer history as well, you can just see a few more of the trades we've done. We're doing quite well at the minute, and in the meantime the ones which I've currently got, I'll put in a bit of a higher price and just see if they can sell as well. The blue wizard hats still aren't going bad. The price and margins come down a little bit, so we're just going to put them in again and just see if we can get them moving any quicker, because I think the time's starting to run out with what we can do with them, and I'd like to move on to some different items. But that will be the end of the video. So we've actually managed to transform the 2k which we finished on in the previous episode to 18k in this episode. Now I know for the early stages of this video series it will be a lot of repetition between the items we do work, because generally if I find an item I like, I would try and keep to that item until it stops working, like we've started to see with the wizard hats. But if you have enjoyed, please leave a like and a comment, and comment any suggestions of other items which work well for you, and we'll see you in the next one.